My name is Evan, and I crave perfection. I have always craved perfection within myself and within my life. This craving had me striving to do my best with all my efforts, all my work, and all my studies in school. I was even striving to be perfect with my personality and with my physical body. Although this did motivate me to achieve a fair amount of success, I was never satisfied with my best, and nothing was perfect enough to feed that craving. I constantly felt like my grades were never high enough, I wasn't social enough, I was never strong enough, and I certainly wasn't good looking enough. Not in my eyes. I always felt I was the first one to point out my own flaws. The sense of falling short in everything I tried and everything it was, it overwhelmed me. I fell into depression and never found a way to pull myself out of it. Every time I got close, I would realize another personal failure, and I would fall back into the all too familiar pain. Over time, I became addicted to that pain even. I started to feel like there was something wrong with me without it. I was depressed and constantly weighed down by stress, often without realizing what caused them. This got me to the point where I was angry, frustrated, and saddened with myself. In some cases, I even hated myself. All I felt was failure and disappointment. I struggled to love people, and I struggled to love myself. One day, a friend of mine invited me to an event on campus at my university, where I was introduced to the idea of a relationship with God. Not just believing and knowing God, but actually knowing Him personally. The next week, we met up with another friend, and we talked more about that relationship and how Jesus had died on the cross for my mistakes so that I could know God in a personal way. A few days later, I decided to willingly invite Jesus into my life. When I discovered God, I felt relieved. The weight of my self-imposed pressures that were weighing me down day in and day out were suddenly tolerable. Pressure had not been lifted from my shoulders completely, but I was suddenly empowered to withstand them, no matter how crushing they could become. I was finally able to accept myself for who I am once I realized that I am not perfect and that in fact no one is. I gained a peace of mind also knowing that now, no matter what I felt about myself, no matter who is around me, I would always be loved and accepted by God. Because Jesus died for me, I know now that I don't have to be perfect. My name is Evan, I crave perfection, and I found it in Jesus.